your favorite policy of Kamala's?
That's a hard one.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Her being president.
That's your favorite policy position?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Because it covers everything that she defends.
I'm really excited for her to restore reproductive rights across America.
How do you think she'll go about doing that?
I don't know.
What a fun question.
I don't know. I'm picking and choosing. I mean, I really like most of them.
So you have to look at it broadly, right? It's about what she stands for right now.
What's your favorite of Kamala's policies?
I'm trying to think. Well, actually, more of like what Waltz comes in.
All of her policies, everything from I'm non-binary, and so all of the policies for basic human rights to have our own bodies and do with them as we please,
Her willingness to move forward on affordable health care.
How do you think she'll do that as president?
I think she'll work to motivate the legislature to vote in favor of it.
As her as a person, just tops out any policy. I really admire her.
Great. Thank you both so much.
All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Giving off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight if they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially, and this is the weekly wrap up. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. We are here live at the end of the week. It has been a week filled with events, so we will cover a few of those events here on this particular broadcast. And as you are coming into this broadcast, if you could kindly hit that like button, hit that share button, and share it out on your social media if you could, especially on X. If you could share this out on X, formerly known as Twitter. And get some folks over here. If you got some people on the cusp, on the riding the fine line and need to figure out if they need to leave certain things alone and just come on over to Black Empowerment full-fledged, text this to them, email it to them, and give them a chance to get this information for themselves. Now, with that being said, also, if you could subscribe to this channel. If you have not already subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell too after you do. And hit that word all, that way you'll be notified anytime this channel is live or video is uploaded. And then, of course, you could join this channel and become a member. And as you noticed the last broadcast on Wednesday, we made a point to shout out all the members at the end of the broadcast. And I'll be trying to get to that and make that a repeat thing. So appreciate all of that. Everybody who has been tuning in thus far and all of the members who have joined. Shout out to Dark Skin Brother as well for gifting some memberships to this channel. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome if you're new here. But as we do, telling you a little bit about what we're doing tonight. We're going to talk about the DNC, and we're just going to wrap up this week. So that's pretty simple. Another thing we like to do here, though, is we like to greet the chat and see who's here. Some of the family tell us where they're from, and if you don't feel comfortable saying where you're from, that's fine as well. But you can most definitely join in and participate if you have subscribed to this channel. Then you can enter into the chat, and we have respectful conversation here. So you don't have to necessarily agree. You won't get blocked for disagreeing, but you cannot spam the chat, and you can't be talking crazy to nobody. But with that being said, cult-like personality, yes, indeed, a new member. Actually, I believe a returning member. So yes, cult-like personality, peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you for once again being a member. Scylla T, Jersey City is in here. Yes, indeed. Black First, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. And we have Judah Israel in here. Black First, my good sister. Appreciate it. And thank you for being a moderator and being a member. And we got our good sister Kenny T in the building. Shout out to you, Kenny T. Thank you for being here on this Good Friday Eve. Thank you, Black First. And we got RBJ in the building, Black First from South Carolina. Salute to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here, too. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. We got Key Prince in the building. Peace and blessings, fam, from Long Island, New York. Long Island, New York. That is, what time is it out there? About 11. Okay, well, appreciate all my East Coast riders. I thank all of you for tuning in, and especially you, Key Prince, for also being a member and all the stuff that the good stuff that you send me. I appreciate that as well. Black first salute to you all the way to New York. And Crew Reality in the building, Grand Negus. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you. Black first salute, brother. I appreciate it. And thank you for being a member as well. And we got Lady Effa in the building. Black First Family. Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here as well. And, of course, thank you for being a member. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. So, man, with this, you know what? I'll start with the not so obvious. Because, as attention is going in one place, usually there will be things going on in another. And actually, before I get to that story, let me get this piece of news out first, though. Yeah, so with Sister Breonna Taylor, as you see on the screen, you guys will probably by now have already heard that a federal judge, which is the judge you see right next to her picture, that is Charles Simpson. But Judge Charles Simpson is federal judge. So this story is out of Louisville, and all of the articles that I'm reading to this evening are in the description. So if you want to know where these articles are located, they are in the description of this broadcast. Now, with that being said, I want to go ahead and start reading this because it says, matter of fact, let me do it like this so y'all can see what I could see. And there you go. Okay. So y'all can see that. It says a federal. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, that's the wrong story. I don't know how that went there. No, share this tab instead. There we go. So a federal judge has dismissed the most serious charges Thursday against two former Louisville Metro police officers facing federal crimes in connection with the fatal raid on Breonna Taylor's home in 2020. In essence, the U.S. District Court Judge Charles Simpson ruled Breonna Taylor's boyfriend's initial gunshot he fired at police was the legal cause for her death. Now, never mind the false paperwork, the no-knock warrant, him being a legal gun owner, and somebody breaking in the home at 3 a.m. They're trying to say it's unreasonable, I guess, that he would fire a shot in self-defense. That's kind of crazy now, isn't it? But anyway, as we go on to see, not an improper warrant that authorized the raid. Are you kidding? That's a falsified warrant, not improper. That's literally a falsified warrant. But whatever. Former Louisville Metro Police Detective Joshua James and Sergeant Kyle Meady were accused of providing and lying about false information in a search warrant used by police to burst into Taylor's house, resulting in her death. But Simpson ruled that the decision by Kenneth Walker, Taylor's boyfriend, to shoot at police when they burst into the home on March 13, 2020, was the direct cause of her death, not the search warrant. He dismissed 2 felony charges against both men that carried the maximum penalty of life in prison. The charges involved using a dangerous weapon to deprive Taylor of her Fourth Amendment right to be free from unreasonable search. Well, how did that right get taken away by the way of that man defending their home? That's insane. That is insane. Wow. Wow. And we didn't hear anything about this going down. Of course, this goes down in the midst, because this Thursday, they say Thursday, right? Yeah, it said Thursday. So while everybody's going to be enamored with Kamala getting her nomination for the Democratic Party nominee, this is happening. And nothing is being said. And then, you have Kamala. She does a woman from India and a man from Jamaica came together. So she's making that, this is all about the immigrants. And we are spitting in the face of Black America. And we're going to walk this down. I want to know and send this out because I really hope that there are some supporters of Kamala Harris in this live, because I might have to have y'all come up and state your case, because by what I'm about to go through, I'm going to need to know after this, how can you support this? But anyway, let's keep going. Because again, this is all this started under Trump's watch and graduated right on into Joe Biden. Up until the Joe Biden leaving office, they made it a point to keep George Floyd's family nearby, always in view. Notice how you didn't see any of them at the DNC this week. This whole week in this convention, they didn't parade any of them out. That whole George Floyd, they are putting that in the rear view mirror. And so we're going to get to all of this. But so let's, again, see what was smoke screened up under our noses as everybody is so enamored waiting on Beyonce. And if y'all don't think that has something to do with this, come on now. I see Dominique Devereaux here. I know you can put them pieces together. Come on. Well, what are we talking about here? In his ruling, Simpson said the tragedy of Breonna Taylor's death and the gravity of her family's grief are not lost on the court. Come on, man. However, in this case, the alleged facts do not fit the felony offenses as written. Come on. James is still facing 2 felony counts alleging a cover-up after Taylor's death and could be sentenced to a total of 40 years. Meany is facing 1 charge of lying to the FBI and maximum of 5 years in prison. No trial date has been set. Prosecutors have argued James and Meany drafted and approved what they knew was a false affidavit to support a search warrant for Miss Taylor's home. That false affidavit set in motion events that led to Miss Taylor's death when other LMPD officers executed that warrant. And think about this. If this was somebody Black, come on, let's just keep it a buck here. If this was somebody Black, what do you think would be the case? They would find a way to rope them back into this. Don't think they wouldn't. We seen how they did Deja Taylor. Deja Taylor, she got a federal charge, and she got a federal charge and a state charge. And I believe she's doing her state time right now for her 6-year-old son shooting his teacher in class. She ain't dead. She's alive. But I mean, yeah, it's a bad thing, but we never found out what the issue was there. And we should have found out. That's a problem. That story just kind of went away. That's not right. But let me read a little more of this before I go on. Let's see. The family is obviously devastated. Taylor's family said in a statement Thursday afternoon, "Right now, we are just processing as prosecutors flush out the next steps. We've been told they plan to appeal, and so we will wait for the appeal process to play out." Okay. So then I guess we could stop there because we know what happened from there. I don't need to relive that. But I just wanted to share that brief bit of news. So playing with the justice again. That's not really a shocker. Not really a shocker at all. But yeah. So hopefully their family does get justice. Hopefully that appeal comes through and does what it's supposed to do, and they do the right thing. But only one, we can only hope, and because that hope, but hoping, selling hope, that hasn't really, that really hasn't worked out for Black folks here, has it? Although they are trying to literally sell you hope again this many years later. Hope is the answer once again. But they've added some things with hope. It's not just about hope, it's also about fun. And so you got to have fun, and then you'll have hope. And when you have fun and hope together, then you might have freedom. And freedom from what? Freedom of your mind. See? And that is why we are voting no to benign neglect in 2024. Do you understand what we talking about? We not doing this no. No. No, this just isn't okay. Because what they're doing right now, which they seem to be acting as it is the thing to do, they're talking, man. For those of you who are just now tuning in, let me go back and play to you just a little snippet from former First Lady Michelle Obama.
All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
Word? I would say American citizens possibly would arguably maybe fit that bill, but she says, no, we ain't got the right. There's not a monopoly on being a citizen. I thought you were either a citizen or you're not. So this is what they're pushing, and this is from the former First Lady. So it kind of makes you wonder when, they're coming around us. Well, what are you doing? What do you really have up your sleeve? You're not really coming around us for our sake. This much is clear. This much is very clear. We could see this. Well, right now it's screaming in our faces. And so I just want to go around, some of this. And what's so crazy is as much as they snubbing their nose in Black folks' faces, you can't watch our content without seeing an ad for their campaigns. That's what's really crazy and exploitive. There we are. There we are. So yes, indeed. Welcome. If you guys are just now tuning in, you are tuned in to the beatzillapdx official show. This is the weekly wrap up. And over here, we do not subscribe to vote blue no matter who, or we're going to go Republican because I don't like this or that. We are staying firm on our own position, which is our vote is bargain. We are on that quid pro quo. We gotta get something for this over here. So with that being said, you guys got to get out that Democrat or Republican only call, because this has a lot of people crashing out right now in many different ways. Now, what are the other things that happen? And I want to tie all of this in, because again, over here at the New Black Media, these voices that you are hearing are calling things early. We notice what the problems are, and we see what the issues are, who they are, and in this case, who they're going to target. So, as you guys have probably already have been seeing, Uncle Luke has came out there before, FBA this, FBA that. Because, see, right now, they really have them going hard at Tariq. Tariq is one individual. And as you guys can see, Tariq has been in his lane, riding his lane like he always do. Nothing different. All of these other people and the voices that you hear are in their own individual lanes. Why? Because this is a movement of the people. It's a grassroots movement. There is no leader. So you have all of these voices with one message, because that's how you know the code is the leader. There's your one. There's a clear sign right there that there is a code, and this and that. People get emotional sometimes about certain issues, but for the most part, you can see what being on code is. It's Black empowerment, and that ain't for debate. And when people are against Black empowerment, well, we have answers for that. But before I play the answer to that, I want you to understand how in cowardice, trickery, conniving, grimy grifters have convinced you empowerment actually is something else, but it is not. So to give you an example of a person who only came here to give up their power and get what they get from them people, and then try to tell us what we should do, while not actually being a foundational Black American, freedman, descendant of anything going on here. Nah, this guy still feels that he should be telling us what to do. Check it out.
That's a group of Black men, and most of them hang out on Twitter. Tariq Nasheed.
Oh my God, I do not like him. I swear, I feel like he's an agent.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they get on there, they fool these people with these doctors and these books and all that, and they try and separate the Black community. Mind you, here's a guy who's talking about descendants of slaves, married to a white lady. Which I'm like, are y'all following him? You know what I'm saying? So
Well, as we already know, that's an outright lie. That's a straight outright lie. You know what people used to do before? Because right now, and it makes sense. Take notice to something that people were doing just 2 years ago. People were really upset and saying, man, if you were calling a lie out, say, so hey, don't bring me a lie. well, man, you're defending this guy. Man, you must be riding on this person's nuts. No, if I know what you're saying about a person is not true, then I won't sit up here and look at somebody based on a falsehood that I know is false. Now, again, there's a lot of people that they don't like people. They don't like this person, they don't like that person. So they'll believe whatever they want to believe. But let me tell you this about Luke. Luke is now getting up here because this is what we called out earlier. So we called out what they were going to do. What do I call that particular series? Grassroots COINTELPRO tactics. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the beatzillapdx official show. This is where you heard it. Grassroots COINTELPRO tactics. Calling out a lot of these Democratic shills that I was seeing pop up. And then you start looking at their connections, and all of them seem to have some tie to each other at some point or another. And it's all starting to come out. You got people, personal testimony, people in my family, and they're people that I grew up with. And that one is loosely associated with me. But anyway, years ago, I knew that, well, you're a shield. No. And you're also part of one of them sororities. Oh, I'm not part of no sorority. No. Now, I'm not going to do her dirty. But I seen them pictures with Kamala. Real proud, too. Well, pictures with Doug, too. Don't come around me like I don't know. Man, come on, man. If we all grew up around all of this BS, don't come at me like I don't know what time it is. Oh, no. I got a cousin who was a high-ranking member in the AKs. Hopped on my Facebook. Well, I know you have to say what you got to say. Oh, ain't nobody told me that. Now I'll let you walk that one right on out the back door. I ain't even gonna press you on that lie. But just understand, this is the type of stuff people really deal with out here. This is for real. The real world of politics is not that large. It's a lot smaller than you think. But that network is a cold network. And they just groom up the next shield and groom up the next. It's crazy. And so, like I said, personal testimony. Saw today, this person, you just don't be knowing nothing. You don't understand. Oh, I see exactly the play. I see the setup. I see that our city and our state is the testing ground for what they really trying to get accomplished. Who's now the nominee? Without any votes. Kate Brown, anyone? Don't act like I just pay attention to what's happening. Oh, okay. This is potentially coming down the pike. Oh, and then, wait. There's more, though. Dominique Devereaux. He hit me up and sent me a message. And my video that I did about them praising baby deletions and old women crying at the thought of baby deletions. I came across the TikTok video. In that video about these ladies, old women past childbearing age, crying and whatnot, I mentioned Astro World. Somebody remember that? So real quick, before I play this video, let me let me shout out the family real quick. We finna get into this here. Tater Man, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you being here. Yes, sir. Black first. Appreciate it. Dominique Devereaux in the building. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you for being here. Black first. With what you mentioned to me the other day when you sent me that message, or your comment in the thread, man, I got something for you. Christopher Brown, welcome, Black first. That's because they did an attempt to pass the bill, never meant to. Ain't that's true. Kitty, I'm misogynistic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm voting Trump. I'd rather a so-called racist man in office than a literal woman. Under Trump, my gas was cheap. America was thriving. Trump 2024. All right, well, hey, Kenny, honesty's the best policy. I ain't mad at that. We next, aka dark skinned brother. What's going on, brother? Shalom, man. Yes, D. What did they get your other account? Black first as always, though, brother. Oh, okay. Using your backup account. All right. Well, of course, also, and thank you for being a member as well. And Phantom Beat in the building. Salute to you. Yes, D. Black first. Appreciate you for being here. And thank you for being a member. And we got Night Rider in the building. Salute, Black first. Shalom, brother. I appreciate you for being here. Black first. And let's see. Devin Haley in the house. Devin Haley, Black first. Appreciate you. And DSM Sinister in the house. Yes, indeed. Yes, see, Tyson said to get that weekly wrap up. Yes, sir. Black first. And Cyberdyne 100. Good evening, fam. Black first and Cyberdyne 100. Thank you for the Cash App as well. Peace, power, blessings, protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much. Black first. And Yakanan Howard Davia. Black first, brother. Yes, sir. Machipachi, Black first. Man, so like I said, this little tidbit here, when I mentioned about Astro World and what they did, let me preface this before I play this video, because I wanted to do some digging just on the question for those who didn't know. Yeah, that's what I thought. So for those who didn't know, there was because Planned Parenthood is a strong advocate. They get a buku money from the Democrats, and they got that Angie's List also. So these super PACs that support these different candidates because of Planned Parenthood and their affiliation. Well, Planned Parenthood rolled a mobile baby deletion station out there, and now they're saying, oh, the DNC. Technically, it's not the DNC. But also, technically, a lot of these other PACs aren't the DNC either. But they do it based on and for the benefit of the Democratic Party. So we'll just say that much right there. So they, as it's been reported, they have deleted over this 4-day span of the DNC convention 25 babies at this mobile baby deletion station that they rolled out there in support of the DNC. Now my little short video. The point, these women, why are these old women crying? And I've been telling you, it's because this is deeper than them wanting for their daughters to be saved. No, you only see women crying like that in church. Then you talk about Astro World. There was a certain deity that everybody was celebrating. Let's check this out.
Next president of the United States.
She's not. She didn't go through the voting process.
They're scared of the system, but I was all by design.
So how do you think it's even possible that she is now running for president when she wasn't even voted in to be the electoral?
Good question. Because
to be the person.
Because it's part of prophecy. If you look at like Egyptian, Kamala means lotus flower. Out of the lotus flower comes the sun god Ra. So what she's going to bring what he wanted. Back in the day, the sun god, along with Akhenaten, they were the rulers of the dynasty back in the day. They're going to bring economic doom. Because what you have to do, you have to destroy it before you rebuild it. They're gradually doing it now. That's why they got to have these conventions, because they need you to make a covenant with them and be in agreement with them to move forward. That's all this is. It's an exercise to participate in your own doom.
Okay.
This whole system was not built for American citizens. It was built for secret groups to run it, and they're running it. And allegedly, Kamala and all them, they're part of.
Now somebody can say, you got the tinfoil fedora on. Maybe I do. One thing is for certain, though. I don't know that man. And clearly that's a newer video. So if certain people are seeing these events in certain ways, independently, could just be coincidence. I guess. Or maybe there's a little more there. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Jones in the house. Welcome, 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 Sugar Jones. It's been a minute since I seen you in the chat. Good to see you, Black First. Appreciate you for being here. Yeah, I think you Sugar you be on the replay gang, so I think a lot of y'all catch the replay, and I appreciate all of y'all who are tuning in to the replay. My replay gang, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, and with that, shout out Nora Brown. Thank you for the replay gang donation. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Ooh-wee. Yeah. Well, I believe that, brother. Challenge someone to prove him wrong. Man. Yo, that's why I just wanted to hit on when that Astro World happened. I just wanted to just like, hey, there's just a few things just to kind of keep in mind. I understand people don't follow things like that, but sometimes these two roads hit that crossroads and intersect. And I think this is one of them times. And again, not to be overly religious, but let me just tell you something. Just in theory, just when you put this in your spirit or your mind, just what they talk about Antichrist, right? Everything that they have said about an Antichrist always referred to a male. However, the opposite of a male is not another male. So, funny, and then some people have referred to old Barry B, Barack Obama, lightning fall from heaven. That's what his name actually means, by the way. And there's a scripture that says something that actually has that word in it. It's broken down that way. Lightning fall from heaven, which is actually Barack Obama. And it was referring to seeing Satan as him. So meaning that you had Satan and the Antichrist was two different people. But never. Don't listen to me. So, moving along. In practical news, y'all understand we have a major issue with the things that have been going on with the current administration. And so it's not just the right wing, like they always like to say. That's one thing I'm glad I stopped hearing the extreme MAGA crowd, because it sounds crazy at this point now. So now that they have stopped with the extreme MAGA thing, it's opened some doors, obviously. So another thing that was going on while the distraction of the DNC was happening, these good old Democrats, up to their old tricks, and Republicans were paying attention, so that was good. But these folks is trying to give amnesty to the spouses and children, undocumented spouses and children. Texas sues Biden over new program that would benefit undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens. Let's see. Texas Attorney General Kim Paxton is suing the Biden administration over its latest immigration proposal that would provide legal status to some undocumented spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens. The initiative was announced in June, and the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services began accepting applications for the program Monday. It offers some non-citizens a parole in place option that would allow applicants to reprieve from would allow applicants a reprieve from deportation and the opportunity to adjust their status to permanent residency without first leaving the country. That's not actually how our system is supposed to work. So they're altering the current. See, now when they tell you that he got in the way of the deal and blah blah with the deal, he stopped the deal in the extreme MAGA Republicans. So if that was the case, look at what y'all did. Y'all circumvented the people again. You go around the people again and say, hey, let's give these people amnesty. We got to hurry up and do this just in case Kamala doesn't win. So this move right here should tell you the actual agenda of Kamala Harris. This is a policy. This right here lets you know this is her policy. Because why would they be putting somebody... What Joe Biden? You really think this is Joe Biden right now? I played y'all the video of what he doing. He on the beach. They over there talking, upset at him because he went and spoke the other day and bounced and been on vacation ever since in some big mansion in California. Like, what do you think he's doing? Yeah, you got to be kidding. Anyway, let's see. The lawsuit alleges the policy is an end around to current law that violates federal policy. That's true. That's very true. That's how I see it. It's just an end around. Long-standing federal law prohibits aliens who enter the United States unlawfully from obtaining most immigration benefits. This includes obtaining lawful permit. This includes obtaining lawful permit resident status without first leaving the United States and waiting outside the United States for the requisite time, the filing states. The lawsuit includes 15 other GOP-led states and was filed in federal court in Tyler, Texas. The policy requires applicants to have lived in the country for at least 10 years and be in a valid marriage to a U.S. citizen during that time. Paxton said in his announcement that that Biden plan unilaterally grants the opportunity for citizenship to unvetted aliens who first act on American soil was to break our laws. That despite a requirement that applicants have to no disqualifying criminal history or be deemed a threat to national security, along with agreeing to undergo fingerprinting and background checks. The Biden administration said earlier this summer the program could affect about 500,000 spouses of U.S. citizens and about 50,000 stepchildren. On average, these non-citizens have resided in the United States for 23 years, a fact sheets from the USCIS adds. Paxton and other states said in the court filings that those numbers are underestimated and that 1.3 million undocumented immigrants are married to U.S. citizens, citing data from the Migration Policy Institute. It's unclear from the filing, however, that they all meet the criteria required by the Parole in Place program. The lawsuit names U.S. Department of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas and the current leadership of USCIS Customs and Border Protection and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement as defendants. So that would mean technically Kamala Harris is also a defendant on this thing. Because isn't this part of her job description? I know that now maybe that's why they're trying to walk back this border czar thing. But let me see something. Let me just see something. What is this? This is from the White House. Which document is this here? This is the this is something I gotta hit later. Another something from the White House. I don't have the one I'm looking for in here, but the one that what I'm looking for is there's a document that they still have up on their site. I got it somewhere. That's talking about her being dubbed the border czar by Joe Biden. Now they will tell you all that, no, it's Mayorkas. She's not the border czar. Her boss, the president, dubbed her that himself. Not only that, where I read that is legitimately on the White House site. Just like the other same lie that they have on the White House site that Kamala Harris is a Black American. Not Jamaican and Indian like she said, but as a Black American. Ain't that something? And we wrong for not letting somebody play in our face. Something wrong with us. And these people trying to give mass amnesty to these folks. Mass amnesty. And trying to rush it through. Good going for the lawmakers of those GOP states. See, you when you're doing, man, where's the other clip? Come on, man, we really have to do this. I think we do. Hold on. Is this it? Because, yeah, I thought so. This is exactly what, hold on, wait a minute. Because, see, they be getting all high and mighty, but then they start turning real super hypocritical. And so for what I just seen, that's an end around the law, right? Let's hear what our former First Lady just said the other day to America.
If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of, we don't get to change the rules so we always win. If we see it, take us to the top. No.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Let's not stop there. Let's not stop there, because there's this other story I'm looking at. As I was looking for the other, because people, oh, well, we don't know what she stands for. Oh, yeah, you do. Two things you know.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
This story is out of the Daily Mail. This story reads, because, and I wasn't even going to go over this particular story this evening, but since we're in this lane of discussion right now, the Daily Mail, this is August 20th. Outrage as California opens up $300 million $3 million home loan scheme to migrants. $300 million. You know that's tax dollars, right? This reads, migrants could soon apply for California's tax-funded home buying scheme. Zero interest loans give buyers a 20% of the purchase price or closing costs. It goes on to read, Democrats on the California Senate Appropriations Committee have approved a bill to move forward that would open up the California Dream for all shared appreciation loan program and to non-legal migrants.
All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
Yeah, I got to know why I'm voting for that. I got to know why I'm voting for that. You're going to have to make it plain for me. Okay. We continuing on. The scheme was launched last year and has already provided thousands of first-time home buyers with loans of up to 20% of a house's purchase price for down payment or closing costs. San Diego County Supervisor Jim Desmond said the bill was a waste of taxpayer money. Actually, more of a theft of taxpayer money, I would clarify that as. Once again, California has chosen to prioritize illegal immigration and fiscal irresponsibility over the needs of its citizens. Desmond posted on X. Ain't that the truth? Expanding this program to include illegal immigrants is not just another handout, it's a massive overreach that shifts the financial burden on the law-abiding taxpayers. Meanwhile, Golden State residents and others took to social media to brand the new plan as insane, nonsense, and evil. One critic called for taxpayer revolt, while another said the funds should flow. It should flow instead to the homeless veterans. The amended bill, AB 1840, has already passed the Assembly and will go to the floor for vote in the state Democrat-run Senate. How are we voting for these folks? This is the whole agenda. They could find the money in California while they're still having a study on reparations. And then you got the old Negro, which, by the way, is Kamala Harris's pastor, in this farce of her blackness. But this Negro goes up there and writes a letter and says he's against cash payments for San Francisco residents. Y'all remember Amos Wilson? And then he's also on the California Reparations Commission. But this thing that they already got money getting, this is money that's already going out and being spent. But they can't find it for us, though. This is wicked. I'm glad they did call it evil. This is absolutely wicked. Let me go read a little more because this dollar amount that I'm looking at is really a kicker. The taxpayer-funded scheme is hugely popular in a state where a single-family home costs an eye-popping $900,000, over $900,000 on an average. The loans are aimed at people who would otherwise not be able to get on the property ladder and are interest-free and don't require monthly payments. Instead, when the mortgage is refinanced or the property is sold again, the borrower pays back the original sum of the loan plus 20% of the increase in the home's value. These people are establishing a middle class. But we need to go study the reparations because we'll go. Well, what we gonna do with the money? We get all that money. What you gonna do with it? See, what we need first is before we get a check cut, we need the government to give us financial literacy courses. These folks is already getting money out this program. They trying to make it to extend it to illegals. So what they're basically saying is they're rewarding the people to who are here on this scheme. So that's California. That's California. This is Oregon. Welcome to my state. This is what's happening here. Hacienda Home Ownership Program. Grant for first-time home buyers in the state of Oregon. $30,000. Here's the conditions. Only for people who are not American citizens. For example, ITIN holders, DACA recipients, refugees, asylees, green card holders, amongst others. Must have pre-approval for a mortgage loan. Well, you're already establishing pathways for them to get that done. But they're making sure the taxpayers fund $30,000 down payment for asylum seekers. All of these people are coming over here for this border to do what? Oh, they're fleeing this? No, they're coming here to get $30,000 to buy them a home in a new country that they don't have to worry about paying back. And if you go to the link, to Hacienda's link, they even have created a car share, a ride share in their little group. So there is a lot going on, and these people are funded. This is insane. So going to the second slide on the screen. Hacienda Home Ownership Program Down Payment Assistance, $30,000 max grant awarded per family. Eligible beneficiaries, conditions on this side. Grant. Funds can be used for down payment, closing costs, and buy downs of interest rates. Lender to provide HCDC with the initial loan estimate, underwriting summary, closing disclosure. Lender borrower to provide purchase and sale agreement, escrow company contact information for wire fund submission. Funds to be listed as HCDC DPA EEIP. They are establishing a middle class based off of the work that black folks. This is what black folks died for. To be played like this. Our ancestors died for the right to vote, and this is what they got in return. This is equity for people who just got here last night. You want me to vote for this? There ain't nothing in the world that Trump could say out of his mouth that trumps this type of evil. This is as anti-black as you can get. You putting it in our face and saying, damn you. Not only that, family, if you could do me one good solid and just look down at the bottom at this address, 6700 Northeast Killingsworth Street. For anybody who is watching this podcast that is from the city of Portland, you know exactly where this is and who exactly used to live in this neighborhood. Now it's Little Mexico. And they got a whole little school over there. They built a whole apartment complex, and then they got a whole nother like cul-de-sac of business. Man, it's crazy. And this is how they doing it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they are doing it. I saw this. I was like, you got to get out of your mind. Man, yeah, you can't tell me nothing, Jack. We don't owe the Democrats a damn thing, man. Hell no. I just showed you Texas, California, and now Oregon. This is all a Democratic move because Texas is fighting back. Why? Texas is not a blue state. They're saying this is wrong, and it is. And so it takes for the Republicans to stand up against something so evil, and it's all against us. $30,000, and nobody can find money for the black community, but you got $30,000 for a family just getting off, breaking the law, getting in this country, but can get their weight up. You think they don't have other programs? See, this is what Hacienda's saying. So we need this requirement of you. Well, that means that there is another program that they're paying and getting funded for and saying, hey, let's get, you know what? Let me just see if, let me pull this up. Let me pull up their website here. Let's see their sponsors. Take a look at them sponsors. Let's get here. Bear with me. I was just there. There it is. Go there. Yes. It should delete nothing. Go to the hacienda, please. Okay. Trying to just get here. Okay. Let me just do this. Bear with me 1 second for it. Because that hacienda thing is a beast. So hacienda. There it is. So I want to show y'all their site. Hacienda. Okay, let's go. Let's go down here. Skip to main content. Okay. Community Development Corp. Latino led. Let me get all this in here. Okay. Hacienda is a Latino-led community development corporation that strengthens families by providing affordable housing, home ownership support, economic advancement, and educational opportunities. Right off the rip, economic advancement is in their moniker of what they do and what they advocate. When we see something like this that's pointed towards Black folks, right here, we'll just be saying voter outreach. Look at this: housing, real estate development, small business services, youth and family services. You know how they talk about the middle class and well, mothers got to have some place to have their kids watched. Oh, go with the model that you're already funding over here for these illegals, because they got it all already. It's all already worked out. So they sell us a bill of goods. And then, like, see what they did for you, Black folks? See, it's like a trickle down. This is numbers specifically and upgirding one specific group. But no white group is out here complaining about that now, are they? Where's the Asians? They not upset at this? I really want to, let's get down. U.S. Bank Foundation awards Hacienda CDC $400,000 grant. Los Lobitos, second generation. Yay, they got a baseball team. Resident Services launch a car share program. So now they can all drive Uber and share the cars. And look at all this news and updates, events and workshops, volunteers. No, let me see something. Where's that donate button go to? This is where the donate button is going to. Oh, they have a thank you commercial. Let's see this.
Muchísimas gracias por su apoyo.
Thank you for supporting Hacienda. Un millón de gracias a ustedes. Thank you. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you for investing in families in our community.
Gracias por su apoyo.
Thank you so much for all of your help.
Muchas gracias, compañeros. Juntos podemos.
Muchísimas gracias de parte de toda Hacienda. Les agradecemos con todo el corazón.
So next time somebody comes around you talking about what the Democrats can't just do for Black folk, at this point, I just tell you to cuss their ass out. Get the hell out of my face with that bull. I know that ain't true. Good Lord. Now, just it's crazy. But they get to talk to us all kind of nuts. All kind of nuts. And so with that being said, there was another little story. So because here's the thing they do. Antithesis. Thank you for the Cash App donation. Antithesis. I appreciate it. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you very much for the donation. Moving into talking about the events, more of the events this week. The over blackening of Kamala Harris, which is really crazy. Speaking of over blackening. They really tried to blacken her up. But what the funny part was for me, though, is I guess they felt the need that they had to blacken her sister up. And what's Kamala's sister's name? I cannot remember that woman's name, but now I guess they just gonna say that was just the makeup. But okay. I know. Did they lighten up her sister? Did they darken her sister up or what? I mean, come on, man. You see, they got that woman up there looking like Michelle Obama. I was looking at that last night. Like, do they have like darker makeup on her? Like, why did she come out there looking so dark? Still can't hide that little narrow Indian nose of hers, but she did really try to blacken it up. Also, the other thing that I believe that she did, I think that's bergamot. For those who don't know what bergamot is, you know it as blue magic grease. That's grease in her hair, family. I know grease now, see it? So you really, and then gave her the front comb over. Like, what Indian woman wearing her hair like that? If she went with the independent woman, the independent woman I could do for myself hairdo, looking like that's another thing, family. It kind of felt like this was a Tyler Perry production. Maybe it's just me, but I mean, man, this feels like a Tyler Perry production at this point. Like, okay, well, you know what we need to do? Hey, why don't have you ever thought of tanning? Because what we really need to do is play up the blackness, We really need to play up that blackness. It's like, okay, the other video I showed y'all, like they try to play up her blackness, then you bring out the family and there's not a black person among them. It's like, so what do you want from us? Because she bring her family out there, they all Indian, all Indian and all, I'm just saying. There's no let's see. Let me show you this because somebody posted this too. It's like, do you notice something? It's like, yeah, there's no black family members. Yay, let's cheer. It's like, no, see how Indian they are. And then there's tether. The other people are tethers. And then her random black friends from like school and work. But all of her family, yeah, there they go. Ain't no black folks over there. Gotta have her black friends up on stage though. But when you look at the family, you see Indians. And then see from this, let me show you this other stuff. This is things are getting out of hand. And I mean out of hand. Okay, let me get this in this joint for y'all here. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Last ditch effort to get black men in line. Let's go back with some gender stuff. Black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party. Kamala Harris moved them to the foreground. For years, black women in the Democratic Party have toiled in silence. But in recent years, Eric Garcia reports things have changed. Garcia? Okay. All right. Sure. In 1964, Fannie Lou Hamer. We're talking about Kamala Harris, and then you bring up Fannie Lou Hamer, a foundational black woman to where this woman, Kamala Harris, has absolutely zero connection. Probably why she's never even mentioned. Fannie Lou Hamer, the head of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, spoke in stark detail about how she was brutally beaten in a police cell for seeking the right to vote. All of this is on account of we want to register to become first-class citizens. Hamer and other black people in heart of the Deep South had lived under a cruel racial apartheid regime in the United States for years. Her goal was to speak at the convention and offer an alternative to the segregationist delegation of Dixiecrats from her state, to which, by the way, Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton are prodigies of. And if the Freedom Democratic Party is now or is not seated now, I question America, she said. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off the hooks because our lives be threatened daily? Wow. Because we want to live as decent human beings in America? This conversation about Fannie Lou Hamer should not at all be related to Kamala Harris. In the 60 years since Hamer's speech, the Democratic Party has relied on black women as the most consistent organizing force and a reliable voting bloc. But at the same time, they would often be relegated to the background, while white politicians and then later black male politicians ascended to the highest ranks. Who are the black male politicians that ascended to the highest ranks? Name one. Because you about to have, you ain't had a black one president, a black American president, or vice president yet, so that hasn't happened. You have people posing as that. You have a Kenyan American president and a Jamaican Indian vice president. Black American, not so much. On Thursday night in Chicago, Vice President Kamala Harris gave a very different speech at 2024's Democratic National Convention. Her speech marks an important moment. Black women have finally reached a point where they are at the forefront of the party. Kamala is not black. The whole name is an Indian name. I mean, she's an Indian with an Indian name. I don't understand. Harris has borrowed the slogan "For the People" from Shirley Chisholm, another tether, for the first black woman elected to Congress and the first black woman to run for president. And she is the only one of 3 black women to have served as a United States senator. It's for a long time been stated that black women were characterized as the backbone of the Democratic Party. Like, that is true, not just in folks who have been volunteering on the ground, volunteering as poll workers, Butler told The Independent last month. What I believe we are seeing is a manifestation of decades of commitment to a party where black women have been more than happy in the past to work behind the scenes. The convention has highlighted 2 other black women who won their primaries on Wednesday. Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware delivered a primetime address. Yeah, that was forgettable. And on Tuesday evening, Angela Also Brooks of Maryland did the same. Again, same thing. Also Brooks had beaten self-funded Democratic congressman named David Trone earlier this year. Now, when you start hearing how these people like just won, remember, a lot of these women are Angie's List candidates. So they already have a humongous funding base. So they're not hurting for funds. So, and trust me, those things ain't grassroots. That is not grass. A rich donor and a rich pack. So be clear. Let's see. Looks Maryland the same as be the front of the cards. Okay. Trone earlier this year, but had the backing of almost the entire Maryland Democratic political establishment, underscoring how much money and political capital black women need to get to the top. Oh, is that the excuse for taking so much money for Kamala Harris from the people? That she has been getting it. Some black Democratic consultants are putting muscle behind it. Ashanti Golar, president of What just happened here? It just moved. That's crazy. Where'd that go? Okay. That was weird. Why did the screen just jump like that? Okay. All right. So Ashanti Golar, president of Emerge, has promoted fundraisers for Harris, such as White Dudes for Harris. Ashanti Golar, president of Emerge, has promoted fundraisers for Harris, such as White Dudes for Harris. Is Cynthia G working for Kamala Harris? I gotta wonder. Anyway, White Dudes for Harris. So Ashanti, not the singer, of course, but with that name, all right. We know the issues in our community like the back of our hands, she told The Independent. So, of course, we're going to be, well, she's talking our hands. So, okay, I guess she's assuming the role of black. She told the Independent, so of course we're going to be putting our name on the ballot. And with so much going on in the world, we know that we need those diverse lived experiences if we really want to have an inclusive democracy, to have a representative democracy. No black woman in the U.S. has ever won a governorship. During the convention, Democrats applauded Stacey Abrams as she roamed around the Hyatt Regency. Her historic campaign for governor of Georgia in 2018 led to a narrow loss to Brian Kemp, during which she refused to concede, attributing her loss to voter disfranchisement. You know what I mean? Franchisement. Disfranchised. Oh man, but no, people just weren't rocking with you, Stacey. That's literally the long and short of it. See how they try to force down these other excuses and reasonings? None of that is. None of that's the case. No, people were turned off by you because you turned around and said, I'm not just only going to talk about black issues. Y'all remember that? I'm not just only going to talk about black issues. Okay, well, just stay here. And let's see. Abrams will go on to lay the groundwork for Georgia voting for Biden, but would lose by a larger margin in 2022 in a rematch against Kemp. Similarly, in 2021, two black women ran for the Democratic nomination for governor, but both lost to Terry McAuliffe, a white former governor, who would go on to lose to Republican Glenn Youngkin. I remember that. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on that little story because it's very interesting that how they're always trying to tie in Kamala to our history. So that's more or less really why I wanted to go through this particular story. And these nuts over here are really just trying to graft her black experience. They're trying to now just act like she's always been an FBA. And she's not. She herself told you she's the child of immigrants. So all of this that they keep doing, it really should be confusing to them, because what are you doing that for? She just accepted the nomination last night as a Jamaican Indian. All of this Fannie Lou Hamer bringing up black women, we finally being seen. No, you not. I mean, truth be told, they talked all around black folks. Didn't mention black people at all. And then you hear Van Jones at the end, he telling you why you didn't. Van Jones is telling you exactly why you didn't. And it's unfortunate, but I wish more black folks would understand like these folks ain't changing. And they haven't changed in a great long time. I wanna where am I at? Okay. So let me play. I want to play some reactions from that night. First, let me go here. Because remember when they said they were doing like TikTokers and finding these folks and credentializing TikTokers? I made a post earlier today because I wanted to know if anybody could post on my page, in my thread, any black TikTokers, the foundational black American TikTokers that they paid to be at the DNC and that they gave credentials to. Because so far, all I'm seeing is a bunch of people like this. And then the person I showed you the other day that's doing all that weird dancing. Black folks need to start understanding, especially the old like vote blue no matter who crowd. This is crazy. But this is where the money went. So y'all did all of that. Black women, win with black women, win with black church, win with black this, win with black that. That money went straight to these folks. And I haven't seen a black TikToker the first. Just that weirdness. That's it. So again, you see what they pushing. Okay, so what did we hit so far? We hit 13 states that got to even sue them for and trying to prevent mass amnesty, trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They dropped the charges out there on their cops for Breonna Taylor. Then also California giving $300 million program to give to undocumented immigrants. Here, a program is already established to give asylum seekers $36,000 and the assistance to get and maintain a home in this land, funded by American taxpayers. And everybody want to sit up here and be worried about reparations. Man, I don't think they can do that. It just don't make no sense. You're all talking about reparations. Y'all gonna stop that nonsense. Yeah, and I know y'all don't see when I posted on Van Jones. We'll get there. But something else that I noticed that was really kind of disturbing was the fact that who's gonna get there? Who's gonna be the surprise guest? Who's gonna be the surprise for the DNC before the announcement or whatnot? Like who's coming? Is it gonna be Beyonce? Is Beyonce gonna be there? Hey, is there gonna be a Beyonce concert? So it wasn't. This is what I believe that this was about. They needed the things that they were trying to pull the wool over on everybody hidden. Luckily, not everybody was asleep at the wheel. Because this is trying to get everybody to the attention of the DNC. And this is not organic. This is organized propaganda. Let me get this up here. Organized propaganda.
There are rumors that Beyonce might make an appearance. I personally think that that's true, but we shall see.
There are, we're going to say this.
Rumors and rumbling.
Okay, let's just say, so, I mean, that's out there, the Beyonce talk.
You have to stay tuned, but I have it on really good word. The Beehive is buzzing right now because the preparation for the Beehive, it has to start early. Sources come from backstage. That she will.
From backstage? They went and said from backstage, family. That's a pretty hefty lie. That is a pretty hefty lie.
Indeed, be making a surprise performance on stage here.
Congressman was just dancing along, and he's excited that he's hearing rumors, which a donor confirmed to me that she's also hearing that Beyonce is in.
President of all things music and fashion and style, i.e. Beyonce, is going to show up. Queen Bey.
Surprise guest tonight. Beyonce. I know Beyonce's got to be in town, right? My gosh, is that what we're in for? A Beyonce show tonight?
There are rumors that Beyonce may be there this evening.
We may see Beyonce.
Is the United Center going to be turning into the Beehive tonight? Earlier today, we spoke with Christy George, the executive director of the DNC Host Committee.
Holding out hope for Beyonce.
Is that going to happen?
I don't know, but
Everybody's
that's what
I know. I thought you would have the insider tip on that.
I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. They're keeping it very close to the vest.
Of course, like everyone else, we're hoping that Beyonce makes an appearance.
There could be a surprise performance from Beyonce.
Is that a Beyonce song playing right now? And is that
Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, and you couldn't hear it. You probably couldn't hear it. Y'all couldn't hear the sound, huh? Let me play that again. Why was the sound off? That was weird. Use that back in there. Okay, we're gonna do it again.
There are rumors that Beyonce might make an appearance. I personally think that that's true, but we shall see.
There are. I want to say this now. Can I say this?
Well, wait. Let's couch it in rumors and rumbling.
Okay, let's just say. So I mean, that's out there. The Beyonce talk.
You have to stay tuned, but I have it on really good word. The Beehive is buzzing right now because the preparation for the Beehive, it has to start early. Sources come from backstage. That's all I'll tell you.
Okay.
TMZ and The Hill reporting that she will indeed be making
dancing a little bit? A donor confirmed to me that she's also hearing that Beyonce is en route.
President of all things music and fashion and style, Beyonce is going to show.
Surprise guest tonight. Beyonce. I know Beyonce's got to be in town, right? My gosh, is that what we're in for? A Beyonce show tonight?
There are rumors that Beyonce may be there this evening.
We may see Beyonce.
Is the United Center going to be turning into the Beehive tonight? Earlier today, we spoke with Christy George, the executive director of the DNC host committee.
Holding out hope for Beyonce.
Is that going to happen?
I don't know, but
Everybody's
that's what I
whispering
want.
about it around here. I know. I thought you would have the insider tip on that.
I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. They're keeping it very close to the vest.
Of course, like everyone else, we're hoping that Beyonce makes an appearance.
There could be a surprise performance from Beyonce.
Is that Beyonce song playing right now? And is that telling us something possibly? Breaking news. Breaking Beyonce news. The rumor has it Beyonce may be performing. Someone's doing a warm up with her song. I'm just saying, Rachel, two pretty powerful black women up on the stage together.
We'll see if we get Beyonce. And Beyonce or no Beyonce?
I'm guessing she's here.
We're hearing rumors about Beyonce. I tried to get Senator Booker to give me the tea on that, but he just played coy.
Beyonce comes out, I just may lose my cool just a little bit.
Charles, we're going to break you off right now to get you back on the hunt for Beyonce in the building.
Insane, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely insane. Something else I wanted to play for y'all, though. I want to play some audio from this other piece. Because when they talk to people on the ground there.
As they clean up here in Chicago.
Okay, let me get over here. Because they're going to start asking people questions about, what do you think about the policy? Are you supporting her? Let's see. Bear with me 1 second, family. Okay, I'm trying to get to the people where they ask. So I'm just playing the audio because I don't need that strike, but let's listen.
Different policy proposals. A level of detail Joe Biden matched with a 110-page policy pitch in 2020, both backed with lots of interviews.
We have to bring the middle class back. We have to have a healthcare policy that makes sense.
How you doing, Hannah?
Harris, by contrast, hasn't done a single major media interview. or even added a policy section to her campaign website. And that's perfectly fine, at least for these Democratic delegates.
Everything's happening really fast. Give her a minute and you'll hear everything that you need to hear.
They say voters already know exactly where she stands on reproductive rights. And she started rolling out some economic policies too. Beyond that, they're not worried.
She has been at the White House for 4 years. She knows the policy. She's been doing on-the-job training for 4 years. That's the kicker.
She's not going to move far off the policies where we are now if she moved at all as far as President Biden had. After all, she was his vice president.
And yet,
she's not going to take all the policies of the Biden administration, right?
No.
More than a third of Americans say they don't know where Kamala Harris stands.
We will chart a new way forward.
And when you get down to specific issues, neither do a lot of the people who voted to nominate her.
Energy policy, is she for all of the above? Is she for limiting oil and gas? What?
Is she for all that? Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I don't either.
You know, I think what we're looking at is trying to figure that out.
What's the position of marijuana legalization?
I'm waiting to hear with you on those issues.
But whatever the policies of a potential Harris.
That's hilarious. I'm waiting for you to tell me about what that, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, shit. What am I supposed to know? I mean, come on. Don't ask me anything. Let's get some more. Let's hear some more testimonials here.
Folks here are certain they'll be better than the alternative.
We can't go back to Trump. I think the values of democracy that I put time and effort to become a citizen to defend and protect, I feel that's an insult. What happened?
So there's your number one policy. Can she beat Donald Trump? And you think yes?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Sensationalism ain't gonna get you voted. Okay, let's. Got to hear from this black woman again.
Happening in Chicago is ultimately a model for campaigns of the future.
But people are saying, well, she hasn't been out here long enough. Maybe our elections shouldn't run as long as they run. Making everybody get torn down, bitter, hateful, divisive. Maybe we need this to show us that we can do an election in 3 months, maybe 6, over and done, and everybody's good.
Man, everybody ain't good with this because 40-something million folks didn't vote for the woman. And she's now running in the seat for the highest office in the land and never got voted there. That's not earning it. That's not earning it at all. You let the people hear what you have to offer and then you let them vote. In the meantime, she's vice president right now. So it seems to me that the administration that she's part of right now, she still represents that same establishment, which those policies aren't working for us. And you see what they're doing. You're trying to give more amnesty to more illegals. We can't go that route. That's not something black folks can afford to settle for. We can't let that go on. And she talking about, well, we can do it in a short amount of time. Just for reference on who's speaking. Not saying anything disparaging, but she looks like she has very unique ideas. Say the least. So I believe, he talks to her again. Okay, wait a minute.
Connect with the people that you're talking to, and they share with you really, really illuminating and interesting details about how they're thinking. Another job well done, my friend. Thank you very much. Cruz not
incumbency until he dropped out.
Okay, that was it. So that was all they had to say. So I just wanted to get people. Oh yeah, you really can't say nothing. Their explanation of why they're supporting her is as vague as the statements she makes. Let's see. Let's hear the gift that keeps on giving. Michael Shield Dyson.
Yeah. Freedom. That's what we want. Kamala Harris has delivered an extraordinary.
She's delivered? No. No. The Democratic Party delivered that when they got Joe Biden out the paint. She didn't do anything. They're acting like, see, this is the thing. They're presenting it as if this was some like home stretch thing. No, we just been here for the last month. I don't understand how this, man, like it's been a long fought road to get here. Stop it. No, it hasn't. Not to mention she's vice president right now. Like they are trying to sell you on a new person who is literally still active in this administration that we're under now that has these conditions the way it is. How can we say we voting for that? It doesn't really make sense.
A recovering democracy, and we've got to stand tall to unite the various factions, the progressives, the leftists, the liberals, and everybody within our country, the centrists,
left.
To understand we are at war against a vicious autocratic force that seeks to undermine democracy. Let's get this work. Let's do what's necessary to elect her as president, to recover a tradition of redemption and democracy in the most positive sense of that word, and to move forward with the determination that all of the fullness of justice be realized in our time. Celebrating tonight, working tomorrow.
The hell is he talking about? What the hell is that? Babbling. That's all that was. That was babbling. Lord. Jeez. Oh, yeah, and then the other thing that they said about all the jobs, and then come to find out that they're like over 800 million or 800,000 jobs off. Oh, and then their labor secretary doesn't know anything about it. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Oh, and here, this one is a good one too. They pouring it on thick.
And as a black man, why should we fear the rise of a black woman? Any black man that has an issue with a black woman rising, then they have to look at their own inadequacy.
Ain't nobody said no chauvinistic, misogynistic BS about Kamala Harris. Nobody's even having that discussion when it comes to her because there's nothing. Kamala being a strong black woman and being a black woman. Number one, we don't see her as black. So you trying to force feed her down our throats ain't going to make her black. And it ain't going to make us feel any kind of way when you keep telling these lies like this. Y'all don't want to see a black woman succeed. A black woman always had to fight. And here's her own just trying to fight her. And it just don't make no sense that everybody in this world come against the black woman and you got her own peoples, which we are not. We're in a realm where they're, especially the baby boomers, they get stuck on a lie and just can't do anything else. It's like, I'm not going to respond to the lie. Well, this is what it is. It's not. But it is. Here's how it's not. But I believe it is. And so you guys must hate black women because you're not supporting Kamala Harris. So you obviously can't see a strong black woman be successful.
what would make you so fearful of someone who was so beloved of you, who was so beloving to you, like your mother and your grandmother and your aunts and your sisters, that you cannot be proud and embolden yourself when you see someone from your community rise up?
Negro, she is definitely not from our community. The hell are you talking about? See, again, this is one of my hugest problems. If you could sell her to me just as what she is, trying to make her, forcing her in our home, I can't stand that. I don't like that. She's not one of us. She's no representation of our mothers. She's no representation of our grandmothers. She's no representation of our aunties. And in the backwoods country great grandmas that some of us had. She's nothing like that. Her mother was nothing like that. Where the hell is this connection? When she was raised in Canada. Shout out to Dwan B. Dwan B actually pulled out, he went and dug. Hey, this is what happens when you over here fooling with the grassroots wrong. Like Luke, man, there's a few men on, like, they pretty much, number one, we told you we ain't rocking with Trump. They hang around Tariq Nasheed and they just, shake that ass, shake that ass, shake that ass, reparations ass. Shout out Red Joker. I need to pull that one back up. You know, I guess it is fitting because, yeah, I guess we might have to pull that out. Shout out, salute to Red Joker too, man, because, yo, these type of cats, they get out here and try to do the intelligent shaming of black men. Man, miss me.
And I say to those black men who have an issue politically, you have every right to say, what have you done for me? And I'll give you the laundry list. The community banking system and legislation from the 90s, the $2 billion that the Biden-Harris administration just gave to black farmers.
Oh, see, no. And you got people running with that lie. The black farmers got a settlement, and then the government decided to pay other people that were not part of the settlement. And then also taxing those black farmers on that money. But it's not just the black farmers the black farmers were exclusively excluded. However, when they are being compensated for being excluded because of their lawsuit, now other people are getting help. Namely Latin farmers. It's the Latin farmers. And family, I'm drinking so much water because we have a crazy weather change going on here, and it's jumping like 30 degree swings right now. So my voice is trying to escape, but we gonna get through it.
Zones that Mr. Trump talks about all the time came from Barack Obama. And what he did, and of his buddies, they just got them and just used them as tax write-offs instead of actually doing something in the community. So when you go to those black neighborhoods and you see those boarded up windows, that's just a tax shell for some billionaire while they don't bring any businesses to the community.
Nah, fam. Nah, bro. Nah. See, and here's the dollars and cents. And this is where the Democrats are having a humongous issue. And where the shills are having such a hard time. And this is a mountain that you can't climb. You cannot climb housing, and you have it specifically excludes citizens. And this is taking citizens' money and funding illegals coming here. They literally have a whole system for them to come here and undermine black folks. You know what black folks got in their communities? Miss Brother Wendell, in this city, right where that's this address and Hacienda has gotten all of their stuff. The hood. Gentrification wiped all of those black folks' properties out. Got all the black folks out the metropolitan area. I'm in one of the heavy Democratic cities, but here's the hood. Now it's Little Mexico, but they got money for them. They can establish them. When black folks was there, it was like, we ain't doing nothing over here. Now they're getting grants from banks. All kind of helping partners, helping organizations, and ever continuing advocacy. All we have over here for black folks is supposed to be advocating for us. All they come around us to tell us to vote. Meanwhile, sisters like Breonna Taylor don't get justice. Dudes like right next to her, judges can just go ahead and do this without any repercussions from the talking heads that always have something negative to say about black folks. And our demands. Don't be, oh, that's just foolish talk. Justice for Breonna Taylor ain't foolish.
But it's because of the empowerment zones that the Democrats have created for black entrepreneurs, for the community benefit, a development legislation that allows banks to give and invest in our communities, to give you an opportunity. The money given to HBCUs.
He just throwing out random talking points. Joy Reid just sitting up there like he really saying something. He is not. And that banking thing that he talking about, I'm assuming he might be referring to the big debacle that happened back in 2016. Hey, brother, if you didn't catch the memo, that was fraud. So that wasn't a legit come up, and the government really didn't do that. So opportunity, what is he talking about? Are you referring to Donald Trump's plan? Wasn't opportunity zones? Opportunity zones are Donald Trump stuff, right? To be fair, maybe it is a convention. Maybe he had a little bit of that sauce. So maybe that's the case, and maybe he's just getting his presidents confused. Because opportunity zones, I could have sworn that was Trump. Maybe I'm wrong.
The student debt relief, all of that, if that's not enough for you to vote for this campaign, why don't you go to the other and hold up a sign behind him at a rally and tap dance? That's what they want from you.
With the Wendell Pierce.
Listen to this.
Blood on that ballot box. Remember those who died in the rivers of Alabama and Mississippi? There's blood on that ballot box. To them, do the honor and vote.
Thank you, sir.
I agree. Vote your interests. And if your interests are not presented by the Democrats, then the Democrats don't deserve your vote. Vote your interests. You know, now there will be people to tell you not to vote your interests, and they may even try to turn around and talk crazy to you at some point in time. But at the end of the day, sometimes people just have the last laugh. Oh, my Lord. In other news that happened this week, oh, my goodness. Let me see. Do I have this here? this at? Hold on. Oh, wait. That's not where I got it. Hold on. There's something else that I should be looking at. For some reason, I don't see it. In a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me see something here. Okay, so let me get to Van Jones. Oh, first, I told you we was going to revisit this. Oh, yeah. We got to revisit this first, though. Oh, buddy, this here.
From the bluffs of Memphis to the peaks of Mountain City, the movement for justice, rooted in love in Tennessee, is still strong. It is a movement where kids are free from gun violence, a movement where women have the right to choose, a movement where working people get access to economic opportunity, a movement where those who have been pushed to the periphery are brought to the center, a movement where those who have been pushed down are lifted up. It is a time in Tennessee because we believe that justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream, which is why we are so proud that we're the first state in the union to pledge all of our delegates to Kamala Harris.
You know, it's a certain energy I get when I see stuff like that. And it's like, what? Where'd the organ come from? Like, what's up with all the theatrics? It is super, super insane to me. But like I said, that also came off with a certain type of energy. Can y'all say just devilish? I'm telling you, because when I see that, it just took me on a throwback. It got to
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
same energy. I will love a women. Women. Okay, women. All right, let's hear this though. Let's hear this because this is important. Okay. Let me get this queued up here. So y'all, because this is the clips currently going viral on my X page. Because I saw this, I was like, wait, what you say? Let me cue this up though. Let me get to where I need to be. Because I what I aired is a shorter clip. Okay, let me get here. So I want you to hear everything this dude Van Jones say. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Here. Okay. Hold on.
Harris has done something. She's not just going to get away from Biden, which I think that she can do now, penalty free. She has this party behind her, but she's doing something. She's fixing some problems on the left. This whole thing has been an implicit critique of problems that we've had on the left. The left before we walked in here was about justice, diversity, trigger warnings, reparations for the past, and a bunch of party poopers and skulls. A knock on the left. We have gone from talking about justice, which is wonderful, but now it's about freedom. It's not just about diversity, it's about patriotism. It's not just about trigger warnings. In fact, it's tough. Reparations for the past? No. Fight for the future. Party poopers.
What's that to say there, Van?
It's not just about diversity, it's about patriotism. It's not just about trigger warnings. In fact, that's gone. It's tough. Reparations for the past. No. Fight.
All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
For the future.
Her face. We legalized fun. But reparations, no, that's focus on the future. What? Focus on your mama. What you talking about? Focus on the future. The hell is he talking about? Focus on the future. You better get yourself from around us with this mess you talking. No, you don't need to focus on that. Focus on the future. You don't need to worry about reparations. No. Oh, that's silly talk. In the meantime, let's make sure we take care of these illegal aliens. And when it comes down to black folks.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
The left. We have gone from talking about justice, which is wonderful, but now it's about freedom. It's not just about diversity, it's about patriotism. It's not just about trigger warnings. In fact, that's gone. It's tough. Reparations for the past? No. Fight for the future. Party poopers? No. We legalize fun. We put the party back in the Democratic Party. And so this is a remolding of the genetic makeup of what the progressive movement is. These guys want to fight not just Biden in the past, they want to fight this sort of anti-woke war against a left that just died in here and something new just got born. The Kamala Harris Democrats are a different thing for you guys to fight. Different thing.
Van Jones.
Shade tree nigga.
Who do you think you are to come out your mouth talking for us that way? Partner, you get with me. Sambo. And so they're in short, ladies and gentlemen, that's the bulk and takeaway of this DNC week. There's some other, where is this? Because there's some other stuff what's the face said? The first lady. Let me see if this is it. No, this ain't it. No, bear with me, family. I'm looking for this clip here. That's not it. Hopefully this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. This little conversation here, and understand why Van Jones is talking about, like, we're past reparations for the past. No, focus on the future. Listen to this. This is one of the reasons why he says
Succeed if given the opportunity. She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed. They understood that it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning.
So Black people, stop asking for reparations and help everyone. We're one America and it's one people. And you need to stop asking for more than your fair share. We are owed a debt, ma'am. And you being the wife of the highest office in the land, you ain't forwarded that, seeing that you supposedly come from slaves yourself. No, that debt has been paid, and these people are sitting on generational wealth based off of our ancestors' death and atrocities. And you come talking to us like this. Black folks, understand, they are insulting you. This whole DNC was a big F you to Black folks. Hope y'all see it.
So my mother volunteered at the local school. She always looked out for the other kids on the block.
These folks is just saying anything these days. Anything. So there was another a piece that I wanted to share with y'all. And let's see, where is that? Yeah, this well, first. There's something that's got to stop happening. It's really got to stop. And this that has to stop is parading this man around as if he is in his right faculties and he's in decent health. He clearly is not. Y'all need to let this man rest and live in retirement community. Stop wheeling out Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is old enough to sit down and do nothing. He should be watching this from the confines of his home and couch and lazy boy. But instead, you brought him out of his wheelchair, or brought him out in his wheelchair. And family, this is something that again, this kind of feels exploitive to me. Because look at this man. This man don't know where he at.
Reverend, I remember one of the first times I saw you on national television is when you gave your speech at the DNC. I am somebody. I am somebody. And I want to thank you for everything you've done, not only for our people, for Black people, but for the world. And we are here, all of these people, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, all of them, because of the trail you blazed. So thank you, my brother. I love you.
Yeah, Don, I would have took a pass on that one. Because that just doesn't look right to me. It's like that man looked like he didn't know where he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he know where he was at the moment? I'm kind of leaning toward no. Man, Black Spider in the house said, old people ain't safe around politicians. Like, why they got him out like that? Just keep rolling him out like what? He can't even talk. And thank you, Black Spider, for being here and being a member. Appreciate you. Black first. They just got he over there. There's all kind of good sound equipment in there. He sounding like that. That man need to be in the bed, man. He need to be on the lazy boy and the porch swing, sipping a mint julep or something. I mean, good Lord, let that man rest. Night Rider said that man didn't know where the hell he was. Thank you. Man, and then he looked like he was struck, like it was getting a little too much for him because they got him standing. You see the wheelchair right behind him, like, yo, this just doesn't feel right. Maybe it's me, but that didn't feel right at all, man. No. That just did no. Like I said, maybe it's me, but man, nah. No. Now, there was somebody who did have a certain take on this. And so it was what's his face? Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo had a little take. And so did D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley spoke too. Let me see if I can find it. Let me hit D.L. Hughley first. They brought out the Central Park 5. It's like, yeah, but what about all those other Democrats around that situation? So it's like, let's not pick and choose. And remember, at the time, it's funny how they talk about that Central Park 5 thing because at the time also was a Democrat and a Democrat donor. Oh, man, I remember when he did this. Oh, yeah. I was right there with him. Oprah. Boy, short memories, ain't they? But D.L. Hughley spoke. Like, you know. And we already knew he was a shield. And here he is up here speaking at the DNC. And they over here, ain't nobody paid me to do nothing. As president,
she will give each and every one of us a fair shot in life.
How so? She has no plan.
But I have to admit, I didn't always believe that. I mean, if you told me the 15-year-old me would be on stage supporting a prosecutor and a teacher, there is no way that I would have believed you. But
and interestingly enough, wasn't he illiterate for a large part of his life too? So it's interesting.
Because of that, I made assumptions about Kamala's record. And I often repeated them to a lot of people. She put her hand on my shoulder and she asked me to do some research. Something I had never done. Something a lot of people I know had never done before. Imagine attacking someone's character without a single Google search. So I did what I should have done in the first place. I learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to.
Now, what was that he just said? She did what she said she was going to do.
Learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
I guess that's right. I guess you're right, DL. You are absolutely correct, brother.
First place, I learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to. I believe that your apology should be as loud as your action.
Because at the end of the day, she did already tell you.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
What a big man for apologizing you are, DL. You're courageous.
I was wrong, and I'm so very glad I was wrong because, Kamala, you give me hope for the future, a future where my grandchildren, Nola and Stevie, had the freedom to control their own bodies, where they have the opportunity to go as far as their wits and their talents would take them.
No!
That future, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's not miss that one. They pushing the theme here if y'all ain't been paying attention. They've been pushing the theme too. They've been pushing that Kamala Doug love story angle. Why you think they got the whole the scandal couple over there MCing multiple nights? Why you think they got them? That's all about black woman, white man. Black woman, white man. They were appealing to something, understanding that they have the Cynthia G follower crowd. Y'all understand that? That's so here we go to show you how dangerous Cynthia G has been. Because literally using her audience to play this angle up. To get away from talking about black, no, we're going forward. This ain't the black male future. But in the words of Jane Elliott saying to Roland Martin, it's up to black women to make sure that the white race doesn't go extinct. Roland Martin just said, it's up to black women to make sure that the white race doesn't go extinct. And Roland Martin's response to Jane Elliott on his own Backstar beep 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 skip beep beep network, that black-owned media, you let that white woman say that to your audience, unchecked. When Cornel West, the presidential candidate, was talking to Brother Black Alpha, Black Alpha had to keep bringing him back on track to talk about black issues versus going off on these tangents about Palestine. Right? So they're trying to work on a message here. And it's been very anti-black man. Now, what you're really seeing what all of this has been about. Anti-reparations. And Van Jones literally said the quiet part out loud. But this is what well, I don't want people to have more than their fair share. My daddy was suspicious of them. There was plenty of coons back in that day too, though. So let's keep that on in the perspective as well. But back to a little more of this. DL.
That future, ladies and gentlemen, is possible, but only if we let Kamala Harris as.
Mind you, they pan over there as they're talking about future.
The 40 7th President of the United States of America. I will say this to you. The best piece of advice I've ever gotten in my entire life is you don't have to know what you will do, just know what you want. And we won't go back.
Black Spider said, black immigrants and white men, there's nothing attractive about KFC at all. Now, there's a TikTok video that I want to play that I saw earlier, and then we'll double back to Van Jones having his Roland Martin moment. But first, a word from this brother here.
Black people, how long y'all gonna let this woman play in y'all face? How long y'all gonna let this woman play in y'all face? Again, I may lose followers for this, but facts is more important than fame to me. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep this a buck. For all of you that watched the DNC convention, right? The Democratic National Convention last night, Kamala Harris came up there, and within the first 2 minutes, she let y'all know who she really was. Within the first 2 minutes, she let you know an Indian woman and a Jamaican man created my sister and I'm so proud. I wish mama was here and da-da-da-da. She just told you in real time she is not a black American. And what did Martin Luther King Jr. say? In his book, Where Do We Go From Here, which was published in 1967, Martin Luther King Jr. said that one of the things that the Negro must do in order to truly gain his own sense of manhood is accept the fact that the American Negro is not an African. He is a true and authentic hybrid, a combination of two cultures. But Kamala Harris is not part of this culture. She is not part of Black American culture. But what she is doing is the same thing that Malcolm X said that the liberal would do. The liberal will politically pander to the Negro. This is exactly what Kamala Harris did last night. That woman she sat in y'all's face, and Cat Williams said it. This is 2024. All lies will be exposed. She sat in y'all's face and played with y'all. She gives you Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all clap for her. She gives you Lil Jon. Y'all clap for her. Listen to me. I am not telling you that Kamala Harris is I'm not saying she's the devil. I'm not saying that she's anything other than what she is. She is a politician that had the more political power than Trump did for the past 3 years. But now we got to wait for her to get in office to make changes that she could have been making that when she's already been pulling the strings. Kamala Harris has been running the White House for at least since 2021, because 3 quick points. One, we know Joe Biden ain't been competent since about 2021. Secondly, we know that Kamala Harris knows how to play the political and the law game. We know this. And thirdly, by y'all allowing this lady to come up here and tell you straight up lies about what she's going to do and how bad the country is, and Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, that lady spent more time bashing Donald Trump. Understandably so, it's politics. She spent more time bashing Donald Trump than laying out a plan. You know what she did? She said she did the same thing Barack Obama did when people was happy to see a black man that looked better than Shirley Chisholm and talked better than Jesse Jackson get up and say, we have to reverse 8 years of bad George Bush policy. We're going to bring change to America. What kind of change? We're going to bring change to America. Yes, we can. We can do what? Yes, we can. Change has come to the Democrats politically pander, but do nothing. Meanwhile, in California, Governor Newsom is getting ready to sign a bill that's going to allow illegal immigrants to come over to this country, get 0 to 20% down loans on houses, and which is going to give them up, to $20,000 to put directly in their pocket so that they can purchase homes, so that they can get themselves on their own 2 feet, pull themselves up with the government's bootstraps. Meanwhile, telling black people essentially, oh, just fend for yourself, Negroes. Y'all will figure it out.
Now, and I'll stop right there. I'll stop right there. I appreciate that brother's sentiment because he is absolutely correct. Now, with that being said, what have we already looked at tonight? Texas has to sue, along with the other GOP states. We saw California, like he's just referring to. And here in my own city and state, they are giving money. So if this is happening here, imagine where all the places it's happening. And then also add insult to injury that, like things they talk about affirmative action going away. Funny how it was another minority group that aided in that. How about that? Nothing ever said or done about that. That's okay, right? So, with what I just shown, not to mention Israel and Ukraine. No one has money for us, though. And then you're going to try to say, oh, well, because now we got Kamala in here, the black agenda goes to the wayside. Let's focus on something new. Kamala Harris don't speak for the black agenda. Black agenda is still very much here and alive. And the grassroots have not pivoted off or changed or bit on the excitement one bit. Let's start talking policies. Let's start talking tangibles. And the black agenda needs to be addressed as such. It's not a black and it is only the black agenda. Well, we don't need to split. No, it's only one group. And the black agenda, I say black not meaning based off of race, but I say black meaning based off of lineage. I know a lot of people can't understand the difference or they act like they can't. Black is an identifying term for the group. But the reason for the reparations, the repair, is about the lineage. So, man, we don't want no race-based reparations. There is no such thing when it comes down to us. Doesn't exist anyway. What is a race-based reparations? There could be lineage-based reparations. Race, like what would that even look like? That's the flat blackness conversation, and we're not in that. We're on lineage. See, where everybody else has pushed, they have pushed the flat blackness. We are telling you, oh no, just like Ann Coulter is telling y'all, we're the only ones y'all got to worry about paying about. All them other folks don't have, they're not, you're not indebted to them like you are us. These programs were specifically made for us. Period. But like I said, the last thing I think I'll play before we get ready to get on up out of here, which is I find real funny because this is the season of reckoning going back all the way to the riverboat last August. Salute to all of them out there from the riverboat reckoning. Appreciate it. And so, as y'all know, Van Jones has been a good surrogate and a good butt kisser and boot lick for the Democrats. I think you guys are well familiar with Vivek Ramaswamy, Ramanoodle, as our brother Torian Rain Reloaded says. There was an incident, because, Van Jones gets up there and starts comparing people to Hitler and Nazis and whatnot. Well, Van Jones got his Roland Martin moment this week. With Vivek ran up on him with some energy, I guess. But before we get there, and if you guys are just now tuning into and you're just now new, you were tuned in to the Weekly Wrap Up.
Tick faster, that'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
So, like I said, this cat Vivek called Van and wanted to have a few words with him. And this is how things transpire.
So we got death threats. We got death threats after the thing you said. So that's Van Jones for you.
You were on air and you said that he's a demagogue, he's dangerous, he's going to be around for 50 years, long after Donald Trump's gone. For the first time in the campaign, we get a death threat of a man who wants to show up in New Hampshire. Thankfully, the police intervened, got it. The next day, back-to-back days. So my wife's scared enough. The next day, we wake up. It's 3 a.m. We get a call from him. He's my security guard saying, thank God you picked up because we just got a call that somebody showed up at their house and has 4 dead bodies there. So that's within 48 hours. And I'm not going to attribute that to your comment because whatever it is. But for our family, you know what? Publicly, I didn't do it. But for our family, yeah, it pissed us the heck off, actually. And so the reality is, I don't try to engage in rhetoric that gets other people in danger of bodily harm. But I do think that if somebody's going to, even if you didn't intend to provoke that kind of ire on my family, yeah, in that week it landed with me. Now, at the same time, am I going to
test?
Do I want to set a good example for people in this country of what discourse looks like? I do. And in the heat of a presidential campaign, and I've been open about it since I left the campaign as well. My competitive spirits, sometimes stop us from being able to have the level of discourse we want. And I think you were wrongfully pushed out of the White House for your comments around 9/11, way back when as well. They were misconstrued, exactly. So what I would tell you is this. Yep. So I just wanted you to know that backdrop. That's my personal song. Don't give it to anybody else. Yeah.
I will call you in a couple of days and apologize to you.
Okay, well, we don't need to do any of this on air.
I'll call you right now.
And what we can do is you can turn the page and maybe have a chapter to demonstrate what actual good discourse looks like in this country. And that's not just on you, that's on me as well. Okay, that's on two of us. No, hey, it's classy of you to say so. And I hope we can build a friendship. I really mean that. Please do. Okay? Thank you. Take care. Take care. Thank you.
Vivek got something out of a Democratic shield that you probably will rarely ever see. An admission of wrongdoing. And then offered to apologize. And Vivek didn't run up on him screaming. He ran up on him with some questions. And when Van had to sit there and answer some questions, it wasn't, notice that Van gave Vivek the respect of a man. When the Trump associate was checking Roland was trying to dismiss him. And then what he was getting to the point of was, who put you in that front seat? How did you get that seat? To where Roland Martin is screaming in an interview of someone else talking at, you're a liar, you're a liar. You can literally hear Roland Martin from in the NABJ interview. You literally hear him. But see, Roland Martin doesn't have that same spirit as a Van Jones, and I don't believe Van Jones would have that spirit for other black folks. And this is the problem with these types. They see their own as less than respectable. So apologizing to, say, some of us in the grassroots for like these cult and hate group comments that have been out there for the past couple of years, you'll never see those folks apologize to the community. You'll never see that. Because this is the deep inner disdain that some black folks have for other black folks. And so, lastly, unfortunately, we end up with cosplayers in our midst from time to time. And then they believe they should be speaking for us. Now, with this person, I will say, I suspect this person of being a tether. Strongly suspect this person of being a tether. So we will tentatively call this brief segment of this broadcast before we get out of here, in quotations, Tether Chronicles.
One thing I absolutely despise about y'all, us, and I'm going to say it because y'all scary and I'm not scary because I can't get no whooping. One thing I absolutely despise about us is that we don't take accountability for shit. Like, why is there so many of my African-American kings up here making videos and going live talking about Auntie Cam put y'all in jail? Did she tell you when you get paid or when you get a couple of dollars in your pocket to go to the trap and get some reefer? She ain't tell you to do that. Your actions put you in jail. And then y'all haven't.
Is like I said, I'll put it in quotes because I'm not for certain. But we're going to call this another installment of Tether Chronicles. Because she looks like a tether trying to put on a country accent.
Read a book since David goes to school up here making accusations on somebody. Read. And then I hate that I'm seeing so many of my African-American queens chiming in on the conversation. Like, girl, we don't be forgetting when y'all be getting mad, when y'all find out y'all baby daddies be fucking the girls that be working in the corner store and all that, and y'all be calling their probation officers, putting them right back in jail. We don't be forgetting that. You're on his depot, not Auntie Cam. Like, shut up. Y'all put...
That's another thing. Who is over here talking about African American? Us, African American. Ma'am. I'm pretty sure you're Nigerian. I'm just okay. Oh, we'll roll with it for now.
Y'all family members in jail every other family function and get right on the internet and scream blood thicker than water. Shut up. Vote.
What? The culture that we have allowed to fester here in amongst us must end. It must end. We cannot let these cosplaying tethers keep coming amongst us, acting as if they speak for us, and then this cornball goofy, I'm going to sound like, because that's like, oh, a country accent means I'm stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I do not like that. Real hell of exploited to me. So, in closing, got to get these two videos in here. Bear with me 1 second. Let me get this. And gotta get this. And then we are going to get up out of here. Yeah. So bear with me. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a tether. I mean, you know, she up there got that scarf on. And if you look at her TikTok, it's a gang of videos with either a bonnet or a scarf on her head. It's a lot, or just a flat out wig. I've seen both of those. So yeah. Come on. Let's look at this righteously now. So first video is a little throwback, and then we'll fast forward to Auntie Cam, or AKA Mamala. Anyway.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you, this is for African Americans?
That's not how America works.
President Barack Obama has begun new initiatives aimed at helping young American Indians or Native Americans overcome the many challenges they face.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you, this is for African Americans?
That's not how America works. That's not how America works.
That's not how America works. Never.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to the last video of the night. And we'll just give, a good, solid congratulations to the nomination of the Democratic nominee. And we will see how this plays out. And again, for me, I would just like to know, with all that I've shown you this evening, how are you voting for this woman? And what can you tell me to get past all of information I shared under this administration, and then this person that you're going to look at right now?
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically that's wrong.
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right?
The Caribbean nations, island nations, in the Western Hemisphere. That is where the Caribbean is. We are also in the Western Hemisphere. They are our neighbors. I am here, standing here on the northern flank, on the eastern flank, talking about what we have in terms of the eastern flank. I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, Space is exciting. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down. We will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should. Yes. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. It's really difficult to drink out of a paper straw when if you don't gulp it down immediately, it starts to bend. Yes. And then, the little thing catches it. And then, so we got to kind of perfect that one a little bit more. Do you know, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. AI is kind of a fancy thing. First of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence.
And that's what the Trump Vance put out about Kamala Harris. That's pretty funny. And again, I don't endorse either party. I endorse Black empowerment. And this political situation is a business transaction, and we are in business negotiations over the next 2 months. With that being said, my apprehensions about Kamala Harris, one of them I could say, if she wins, the story very well could be written. Today she won. And the next morning, the bombs came. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in once again on this Good Friday evening, especially all my East Coast late night riders. I greatly appreciate y'all for hanging tough this evening. It is almost 11 here, so I know it's late out there, so I appreciate all of y'all. And let's see who we got in here. Let me see here. There's one other thing that I got to do. Let's get in here. And let's get to this member shout out real quick. Let's see where we at. There we go. Let's see all my members here, so we can shout all y'all out. So, starting with Cult-Like Personality. Appreciate it. Yes, indeed. Cult-Like Personality. Afro Troop TV. Jim's Eye View. Muff Moon. Hurricane IQ. No Bad News. Robin Ann Battle. Project Leroy. Phantom Beat. Iron Wheel. Tasha Peters. Samuel Logan. Tanya Zion. Ayo God. The Church of Black Empowerment. Dark Skinned Brother. Antithesis. The Judah Israel. Key Prince. Crew Reality. Grand Negus. Faith Speaks Life. Lady Effa. Black Spider. And Deneen Soul. Yes, indeed. Salute to all of y'all. Thank you to all of my members. I appreciate it. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon each and every one of you. Thank you for being members of this channel. And with that being said, what I see up here? Go Mac. That's how America works. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Go Mac, for being here. I appreciate it. I see Nightbot in the building. Cyberdyne. All right. So, you know, you make name sound shout out. You say I make your name sound cool. Appreciate it, man. You know, hey, I like to make sure I read people's names right, and you know, as being an MC, make sure that, you know, when you introduce somebody, you make sure the crowd can feel the energy of your presence. So what you're about to do is like handing over the baton. So I always kind of keep that in mind as well. Not on the radio or nothing here, but again, still speaking on a camera, on a mic. So I like to give y'all your shine as well, because also, you know, what we do is it's a collective communal thing. Us here behind the mics, y'all, other people who got channels. I believe you got a channel too. And so everybody who is moving in this grassroots new black media sphere, man, it takes everybody. So, and this is what they are recognizing. That's why, man, there's a few of these men. It ain't just men, Luke. It's women too, bro. And you're upset that these folks that you see in this chat and other chats, see on these YouTube and Twitter/X streets, that's the people. And that is the future of the black vote. Get used to it. That's all I can say. But there's going to be people like Luke, people like Van Jones, that, well, I'm glad Van Jones did what he did, though, because by saying what he said, it tells every black American now, they want us to throw away our work for reparations. You see these rallies and all of this conversation, and it is all supposed to cease for Kamala Harris. Y'all down with that one? Because if somebody had to ask me if I was down with it, I'm going to have to say. But maybe there is one of you, or many of you, or a few of you that are not like most of us here at this juncture in the game. And you might think that in spite of all of the information that we gave you, we shared, understanding that they are trying to say, we don't want to do anything specifically for this group. And not only that, put all of your work aside to get this woman elected who has no respect or honor for you, but instead has only offered you this.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
While that's in the conversation of reparations, I most definitely can agree with that. But you might. And if you do, I speak for myself. Beatzilla PDX official. The Beatzilla PDX official show. Those of you in the chat, the grassroots, and the voices of new black media, I would absolutely say I am safe in speaking for all of us when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for being here this evening. And you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. Of course, you can hit up the Cash App if you would like to put something in the bucket and help this channel. That's Cash App, $beatzillapdx. Also, we have PayPal, which is Zilla Music, which is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. Always, 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 always remember in these times that we are in, we are saying hashtag vote no to benign neglect. And now that you see that we are talking lineage-based reparations, they want us to set reparations to the side. Why? Because here we have a saying, and it goes, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
For those of you who watched Kenobi when it first came out, I'm telling you, I saw that the day it premiered. soon as I seen that sister cut that white woman head off, I was like, oh, they gonna be upset. They are going to be upset. But family, I'll say, I'm gonna leave you with these last two these two understandings. This one being first.
Good evening, Dr. Clark. I really would like you to tell me what's the best way to handle an African American that gets in the way of the liberation of African Americans. I believe in this unity, and I'd love to love all of them, embrace them. Please tell me how to do it strategically.
Put space between you. Don't try to reform him. Give him the information. Hope that he will use it. If he don't use it, then don't waste time letting him obstruct the movement. People who don't believe in themselves can't believe in you and can't help you. It's heartbreaking to know that there are some of us we have to write off so the rest of us can survive.
And with that being said, we aren't buying into any political party's mumbo jumbo and fake hysteria, because what do we know at the end of the day?
How can black people rise up and overcome?
Get out and vote?
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Family, keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready and your slingshot nearby. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Peace.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Thank you.